Welcome to the Get Offset podcast. My name is Emily,
And I'm Joan of Heart.
and I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. And I hope most of you got Monday the 26th off. I
Hopefully.
know I did slash have. Uh, Unfortunately, I can't really do what I plan to do with it because
Oh.
Seattle had an ice storm, and I went to step outside and fell on my ass,
Oof.
mostly my ass, but also my right wrist. And I sprained it.
Mm.
It's not like a bad sprain, it sucks. Uh really sucks. And I am not going to be able to do the things I planned on doing with my week off this week. So, yeah, I had planned on playing a lot of guitar, filming a lot of videos, cleaning the house, boxing. I can't do any of those things right now. Thankfully, it's not my left hand, my fretting hand. But so maybe I might still be able to play bass at my gig next
Maybe.
Friday at the Sunset if you're in Seattle on January 6th. Maybe come see me. Who knows? They might not have a bassist.
Oh.
Uh,
Hopefully you can.
yeah, I'm just mad. Like, the pain, whatever. I'm just really mad at the
The
timing.
inconvenience, yeah, no. I hate that when it happens to me too. All these things usually happen when I'm in the middle of doing things, and I was like, I don't need this extra form of character development in my story. Could I please not have this happen right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm mad, I'm sad. I just had, like, I've been looking forward to this week of staycation so much,
Mm.
for specific reasons. I can't do any of the things, and, I'm I'm not over it. I'm upset in a lot of ways. So, don't go out on ice, which is something the entire city of Seattle struggled with. I was going outside because someone actually had Uber Eats delivered like an absolute ghoul.
Wow,
And
that's horrible.
yeah, and they hit our neighbor's car, so I went out to kind of talk to him, and um
Oh,
immediately fell. So it was great. Great stuff.
oh,
So it's actually pretty warm in Seattle. It's 51.
that's okay.
And
Yeah,
Joe
that's
is wearing
it's
a Davy
very
Crockett hat.
yeah, well, I mean, as far as complaining about cold weather, I mean, Floridians, we have our own form, I guess, of cold season. So right now we have a pretty much kind of like 40s, 50s kind of cold. This is kind of the cold that when they give a warning of iguanas, be careful, they're falling out of trees. Yes, they are, and it's not just something we just bullshit and say. Yeah, it really does happen. There's been photos online of local Floridians, finding iguanas laying in parks in different areas and putting little pillows and little blankets on them because they go into torpor. It doesn't matter like what they were doing at the time. They just go, okay, sleep now, too cold. So it's like
Yeah.
they could be crawling out of a garbage can or something and they're just like half hanging out because they just went completely into torpor mode.
So how much does an iguana weigh? Because I want to kind of assess the damage of one falling out of a tree and hitting you in the head.
Oh my god, hold on. I'd have to look. They get pretty big. They get pretty
Yeah.
heavy. I mean, they can be like 7 feet. I mean, wait, let me
Wow.
look that up. Iguanas can, I guess, let me see. Full grown iguana. They can weigh about, was it 8.8 pounds at max? An
That's
adult male.
that's a guitar, dude.
Yeah, that's
That's a
literally having a
guitar falling
guitar
out of the
dropped on your head.
sky. Yeah.
Yes,
Hit you in the
depending
head.
on how high they are when they fell out of the tree.
Yeah, I mean a lower tree at any
Any
height
height.
getting walloped by something that's 10 pounds will
Yeah,
hurt.
that definitely will hurt.
Yeah,
So,
it will
yeah,
at
it's
least
all
shock and awe.
yes. So, yeah, which means it's also kind of open season for people who are looking to eat the chicken of the trees. They're very invasive. So, in Florida, it's pretty much like an open if as long as it's humane, obviously you can eat them.
Like all year?
Yeah, that's pretty much
Oh,
well, yeah, it's pretty much
I mean,
that's
I guess things like rabbits and squirrels you can eat all year too.
yeah, it depends, I
Pests.
guess, on the state, yeah. So, yeah, they're invasive. They're like I can walk down And unless you visit here, you kinda don't get, because a lot of different places I understand don't have lizards just running around them.
We don't.
And, yeah, so, like, for me, going on a walk, depending on the season, I'll come across, like, 20, 30 iguanas just, like, scurrying and running about or running up trees, like, it's they don't have any predators, so
Yeah,
yeah, it is a little bit of a problem, at least where I am in the city, where they're, like, everywhere.
gross. So how cold is it where you are?
Where I am right now, it's very, very rainy, and it is
That's not freezing.
approximately 57 and cloudy. So the low is going to be 47 tonight. But
Joe,
you know,
it's
it's
colder where I am. I'm like, "It's warm." And you're wearing your Davy Crockett hat.
yeah, I am all ears as far as my sympathy regarding, cold weather, who has it worse. But
It's pretty
yeah,
wet here too,
it's
yeah.
yeah, I think we all kind of have like our own varied experience of cold. I mean, I saw a video in New Jersey. There was like water that came up to like the cars and they all got like frozen in the ice, like a whole bunch of cars in a parking lot, it looked like, and I was like, "I'm glad I'm not there," and other people getting
Yeah.
snowed in. My condolences, that sucks.
It's pretty normal for it to get cold enough in parts of the Midwest so you can take hot water outside, throw it in the air, and it'll freeze.
Oh, shit.
But hot water does freeze more quickly, so keep that in mind. That's a fun party trick for, Midwesterners. But, yeah, so we had our big ice storm, and that sucked. But it was gone. All the ice was gone, like, literally the next day for Christmas Eve. So we did Christmas Eve with, my sister-in-law's family. They're always very generous and the best, absolutely the
Nice.
best. So that was really, really nice. Got to give my niece some birthday and Christmas gifts. And everybody got gifts, obviously. I got Rick a putter because his big he got a big gift this year. I'm just for those who don't know, I got my husband a Music Man Sterling bass in
Nice.
the amethyst purple, 5-string dual humbucker. So, if
It's
your
beautiful.
wife is giving you a $3,000 guitar, that's your gift. That's your gift
Yeah,
for the
that's
year.
it.
That's it. Stay tuned. That's the only thing. That's not the only thing I got him. I got him some stuff to open that he wanted. I got him a putter because my parents got him a little putting green toy thing. Like it's like 8 feet long, and you roll it out on the floor, and you can practice your putting. He really is into Mario Golf, so
Aw.
it's pretty cute. And other things, but
That's awesome.
nothing worth talking about on a podcast, I suppose. I didn't get any gear stuff, and I'm fine, so fine with that.
You're like, "I'm
Uh,
inundated."
no, yeah, I'm like, it's like the thing of like a lot of people are very excited to get gifts for their
Yeah.
hobbies, and I am also. I did get gifts for my hobbies, and Rick got me a shit ton of hard drive space. Like I think with a bunch of redundancy, like he set up so there's like redundancy, so if one fails, I don't lose anything. So
Okay.
altogether, it's like 14 terabytes.
Holy shit. That's
I think he
amazing.
said it could be like six, depending on how big how like if I'm doing 4K or not, up to 600 hours.
Oh,
So it's
yeah,
like,
that's
1,200 demos.
oh god. Yeah, I had an instance where I almost lost all of, like, the backlog of, like, over the past year, all the demos I'd done up to date. One
Yeah,
of the hard drives in which I was kind of switching USB-C at the same time, suddenly when I plugged it in, showed that there was nothing in it. So, my partner spent the day pretty much with the, repair drive and everything trying to save everything on it and then back it up. And now I have like a 2 terabyte like solid state. But
yeah,
still, that was something that I hope
scary.
not to happen. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me because I'm like, that's all like my work to date, like all the history, like everything even to pull off of, like completely gone. I was the whole day. I was like, okay, my life is over.
Dude,
Fuck. That
like,
sucks.
so I got this computer during the pandemic with my
Yeah.
PPP loan, which was forgiven. It was very, very
Nice.
small loan, but I could buy this computer, which I desperately needed, for work,
Hmm.
and this motherfucker crashed twice in, like, 3 months, lost everything
Uh,
twice, including there was one where I had some demos filmed but hadn't, I hadn't been after this, I started uploading them to Dropbox. I've stopped doing that because I'm not, like and, like, it hasn't crashed since. So Rick
hmm,
changed a bunch of shit, and it has been fine. But yeah, I feel you on losing literally everything. Like,
yeah.
there are and I lost a bunch of stuff from Guitar House. That's I think I've talked about that
Oh, I remember
before.
that. Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, I don't wanna say it was absolutely Rick's fault, but it really was. Um, Listen, fellas and guys and gals and ladies and gentlethems, before you delete a file, make sure it actually uploaded where you expect it to be.
Mhm.
Don't just let's say finished. Actually go open that file and go through to the end because, sometimes shit fails.
Yeah. I whenever it comes to right before finishing a demo, I get kind of anxious because I'm like, okay, we're at the final stage, all the things that I've backed up. And I was like, I'm not deleting anything, I'm not updating any Adobe programs. Like everything is waiting till I'm done because if I delete something, it's middle of that, and I was like, I can't go back and refilm it, so I'd be fucked.
Oh,
So yeah, like
yeah.
I get
Mm-mm.
really anxious about the whole like, okay, don't touch anything until like the end is there because if something didn't like
Yeah.
go into a certain folder or something like gets moved or removed. Oh God, no.
I mean, here if it happens here, I can refilm it. I don't want to, but I'll be
Yeah.
honest, and I don't like admitting this because I like having my fit when I act if something doesn't work
Mhm.
and, I'm mad and but,
Yes, I
and I
know.
as I don't wanna do it again, I don't wanna do it again,
No.
but I'll be honest, 95% of the time when I redo it, it's better. Because I have more I've gone through it all already, I'm probably more succinct, I'm probably more warmed up, so it's usually better.
Yeah.
I doubt anyone will ever look at any of my demos and know which ones were refilmed. I do. Shit, I've refilmed demos because, like, you could see my bra strap or something. Like, truly. Uh, I don't like doing it. Don't I like my time, I value my time, I don't have a ton of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't like doing it
yeah.
either, and for me, it's continuity. Because again,
Yeah.
if my hair is different or
Mhm.
even if I wear the clothes, like, maybe the lighting isn't exactly the same, it then becomes kind of jarring, and it breaks that sense of illusion of, like, whatever's
Mhm.
going on, so it's like if I'm, like, 3, 4 a.m. still recording and then something happens, I've had issues where I've had to go do everything again on a different night from the top all the way through
Yeah.
again just because either something happened where the camera was like kind of, you know, uh, spazzing out or something in which, some of the blocky pixelization randomly. And I'm like, okay, now my whole planning is thrown off because I got to do that all again. Shit.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. It's the same thing if you're in the studio recording. If you go and you lay down acoustic guitar and you're like, "Oh, I think I wanna, like, redub that guitar part," you have to redo the whole thing.
Whole thing.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't especially with
To a
acoustic
part.
guitars, you cannot just go back and, like, reset everything up because the humidity is different, everything's gonna
Everything.
sound different. You cannot, like, exactly replicate that mic placement because you're not using a pickup on an acoustic guitar in a studio. That's insane. That's just bad. Um,
Yeah.
but anything like singing, a lot of times you can tell if somebody goes back and redubs their vocals on a different day because your voice sounds
Yeah.
different. So it's like you really have to make sure it's that day and ideally like as close together as possible. And that's why you do like a bunch of takes all at once so that if you do have to cobble them together, you have similar sounding stuff to cobble.
No,
Um,
exactly, and that's like you said again on vocals, same thing. If I'm having an off day in which I sometimes have either acid or something going on with my esophagus that makes it difficult singing wise to do certain things. I'll have a time period in which I have to sing a certain way where I'll do like a draft recording, but sometimes that's my best recording in like several days, and that's kind of what I have to keep. So
yeah.
it's unpredictable, of course, with life and yeah, one
Mhm.
take is sometimes not gonna be the one you keep, sometimes it is.
Yeah. And I try to keep my stuff to one take. You have more involved demos. Like,
Yes.
almost everything in my process is designed to make filming and editing as fast as possible, and I do edit more than I used to, and I'm sure people have noticed that, but I still prefer to edit as little as possible. I try to edit out, like, if I'm playing too long or talking too long, I try to edit that out, but that's about it. That's about it.
Yeah.
I try to keep post to a minimum because I, again, value my time.
Yeah, no, I definitely
So,
agree with that. I make my life complicated, so of course I am always trying to find easier and quicker ways of doing things, but isn't always for the best for what I do. So I have to stick with whatever it is in certain situations or the best for that given situation. Every pedal's been different. Like I
every
can't take a formula and do the same thing with everyone. Like I've always thought, hey, you know, if I once I find this magical way of doing it, I can always kind of do that way and these will come out faster. That has not been the case at all.
it for me, with drive pedals, it can
Mhm.
be a lot smoother. They are easier to demo, but you kind of have to, like, find creative ways to make it more
Yeah.
engaging and fun, because if you're
Mhm.
playing, like, there are things that I just don't think I'll demo anymore. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna demo a Klon style pedal again. I don't really want to. I don't really like them. Um,
Mm.
Even if they're better than the Wish.com one, I'm still like, I like it. I'm probably never gonna use it. If I did
I
use it,
love
it'd
the
be
wish
clean
one.
news.
I love the wish one.
I
Uh,
hated that pedal, and I'm glad I hated on that pedal because, I actually got more in ad revenue than I paid for that pedal on the video
mm.
where I shat on it. So, people and that kinda goes with, like, the whole, like, negative versus positive thing. I know there are people who with good friends who, like, understandably, they don't wanna waste their time demoing things they don't really like
Yeah.
and saying negative things about them, and that's fine. And I'd rather, there's stuff I like and still have, like, qualms about. There's stuff I don't like and can say positive things about. Um, like, I don't one example of something I liked but had some feedback on was I demoed the Pigtronics pedals last week, so
Yeah.
please go back and check out that video if you haven't. I talk about the Octava a little bit. That's their octave pedal with an optional fuzz. I think
Mm.
it's really cool. And if you but, like, the farther apart, like, an interval is, like, if you're playing, let's say the F sharp on, like, a lower string, like the A string, and then you play, let's say, like, a G flat or an A flat, I mean, on, like, the B string, it sounded bad. And when I was playing it
Sad
live, I'm
robot.
like,
Yeah.
it just kinda sounded weird and dissonant in a way that I didn't think was particularly musical, but if I did, like,
Yeah.
octaves that far apart, it sounded better, or if they were, like, close intervals that were closer together in
Yeah.
pitch, they sounded fine. But, I mean, I didn't particularly expect an analog octave situation to sound good in that situation either, but, like, as I was playing it, I'm like, "I don't think I like that." And as I was editing it, I was like, "I really didn't like how that sounded."
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
liked it closer together. So, it's just like, I think that's one thing that's important, is to point out the shortcomings of pedals, even if they're really good. So
Yeah.
people, like, can expect it. And I'm not gonna find every shortcoming in every video. I did with the Squire baritone Telecasters from the Paranormal series. I literally didn't notice that the, input jack was a little loose. I just
Oof.
literally didn't. And, someone pointed out, and I looked at it, I'm like, "Oh, yeah. I guess I just didn't notice." I tried to be
Yeah.
thorough, and that's just not a part of the guitar I usually look at unless it's physically, like, actively falling out. I'm like, "Yeah, I installed an electro, socket, and it fixed all the problems, and it was, like, 10 bucks, I don't know, real cheap.
Yeah. It's not,
Easy.
yeah, it's not that much. Yeah.
Easy as a Squire. I'm not gonna be as hard on a Squire as I am an American Vintage 2
Oh,
jazz bass.
yeah. Yeah, that's definitely different.
I maintain, of all the people I know who got one, mine was in the best shape. Oh, well. So what's new with you? Did you get any gear related stuff at Christmas?
I got some year-related stuff around Christmas. A combination gift from like my mom and Carlos, and even I put in for it. I got the UA Ruby, so I have finally have a
Oh,
Vox amp again, technically.
nice.
So I was happy about that. used to have a Captor X to try to like kind of use my Vox behind, but A, I couldn't hear it in the room. And
Mm,
plus,
yeah.
also with the Waves plugins and everything, it wanted me to choose like IRs and cabs and things like that. But really, all I just wanted was what my amp sounded like. So
Yeah.
I ended up selling that, and that's how I got my mastery kit that I have in my, Jazz Master now. But yeah, I got the UA Ruby and I have been exploring. I love the fact that it has an app and you have like presets you can go through, try different things. So
Yeah.
I've been in the process of exploring that so far. The other thing that Carlos got me was one of, hold on, whoop, 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 there we go. One of these guys, which is one of the Left Eye
Pedal
from Pedal
brains.
Brains. Yeah, so
Nice.
anything can technically be a the David Foster Wallace because the LDR is pretty much what I love so much. So now I could turn my Polymoon, which is a stereo delay pedal, into kind of like a light reactive or any kind of expression pedal with light
So
reaction.
for those who don't know, the David Foster Wallace is by Bookworm Effects,
I love that
and
pedal.
its coolest thing, well, it
Yes,
has it has a couple cool features as the
it does.
example, which I love. But my favorite thing is that you can have there's a little photo cell in it, so you can have the light control the
Hmm.
delay time. So
Yep.
when it's darker, it's slower. When it's brighter, it's faster. So what Joe is saying is that she can plug in this pedal brains pedal with the photo cell and assign on the Polymoon expression to control the rate of the
Hmm.
delay, which will have that same effect, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, exactly. And again, I'll always still say, as far as my pedals go, the David Foster Wallace from Bookworm Effects is honestly my favorite delay pedal. And when
It's
I
my
was
favorite
doing the
delay of all
demo, yeah.
time.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I know
not
about it
not e
because of
not
you.
not even close, not even close. It's my favorite delay pedal of all time.
Yeah, as I
Yeah.
said, like watching your demo is pretty much how I was like, looking into getting one, and eventually, like, I bought one, and I did like the demo on it where I put on the voice and everything, which was so much fun.
Mhm.
But still, I'm kind of a stereo head when it comes to like effects pedals. But for me to say like that is my favorite like delay pedal of all time, and yeah, it's a
Mhm.
mono pedal, like it's amazing, and I love the photo cell because even at the slowest time when you have your hand completely on top of the photocell, the time drags as if it sounds texturally like gravel on concrete. Like it's
Yeah.
so
It's got a good, like,
interesting.
crick, crick, crick
Yes,
sound.
yes. So it's really versatile. It's really great. I love the playfulness of it in the eyeball switch mode. You can have it regular
Brian
too.
Yeah, you can. Brian is so inventive. That's the guy
Yes.
who runs Bookworm. They're based out of West Virginia. Please go check them out and tell them I
Mhm.
sent you to quote Uncle M from the, Emmy Emmas. Uh, you don't get anything, but I just want them to know.
It with me.
I love Brian, he's the best.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I guess I did get myself a little Christmas present, it's not arrived
Mhm.
yet. I ordered the Tonal Recall from Chase Bliss
Oh, you did?
and their little,
Nice.
expression roller 'cause I very much like that, kind of rolly effect with an expression. So,
Awesome.
yeah, I've always kind of wanted one, I've never had one. It was the first Chase Bliss I'm not special, but it's the first Chase Bliss pedal I heard of. Um, and I actually really like the Andy demo of it because he does a really nice version of, Pop Life by Prince, which I then sat down and learned.
Oh,
Highly
nice.
recommend. Highly recommend. Damn inspired. Uh, uh, the other thing I have to do today, and I literally don't know how I'm gonna it's gonna take me a little
Uh-oh.
bit longer.
Yeah, of
I need to pick
course.
a winner of my D'Addario XP&D pedal board. So I think I might go live to do that because
Oh,
why
it'd be
not?
fun. Yeah, why not?
Why not? I just gotta figure out how to get all the names in. So then people will know I'm not just, picking favorites. So, that's it. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, speaking of my bum wrist, if you were
Mm.
a member of our Patreon at the $5 level or above, you would have actually been able to see the footage of me falling on my
Oh,
ass.
yes.
So that's a great reason to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/get offset. At the $5 level or above, you get access to our exclusive Discord server. We just had our Secret Santa. I got a
Yes.
Mother Mary strap, which is really awesome, and a pen that is one of my favorite pens. Actually, it's now the second one of it I own. It says, "If you're reading this, you're too close."
That seems that's on
Especially
brand.
applicable to have on a strap. Yeah. So there you go, and you got some Vietnamese coffee stuff.
Yes, I did. Thank you, Andrew. I am drinking it iced right now.
Oh, we both
So,
have
yeah.
the clear glasses.
Yes, yes, we do.
Mine's the old
I
blood noise one.
Yeah, mine's just a regular kind of air flight, airplane, capital limited kind of situation. But yeah, the first day that we had the coffee, it was a kind of funny story. We put in the suggested amount into the filter, and I had our first coffee. I split it with Carlos, and at that point going forward for the rest of the day, I think Carlos could see into the future. We were operating on such high caffeine that I think we couldn't focus on anything more than like a couple of seconds. And it was
Andrew
like,
loves the Robusto, which
yeah,
has a
it's
lot more
delicious.
caffeine. Yeah, it's good, but it is rocket fuel.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes, we were very much.
he got you, like, the 2 to 3 serving size. So, I mean, if you actually put the recommended amount of beans, you have, like, a cup and a half of coffee that's, like, twice as strong as normal and
Yeah.
really condensed.
Yep,
Yeah,
we found that out. We
yeah.
found that out rather quickly, and I think we came down right about the evening sometime. I don't remember. It was all a blur that
At least you
day.
came down.
Yeah, at some
Yeah.
point. But yeah, it was pretty funny. It's really tasty. So yeah, thank you,
Mhm.
Andrew. That was
Yeah.
also the night that we did that. We all pretty much got in the Discord and the voice chat, and everyone was sharing their gifts that they got, at least who received it, and it was really fun to see
Yeah.
who got who and like what they got each other. So that's also what I love every year to look forward to, the little
Yeah.
secret gift exchange. I even did it in my Discord with like a few people who could do
Nice.
it, and I got some patches from Jacob, and this one is pretty great. It's getting my shit together. That was one of them.
It's a cat in a
Cat in a
litter
litter
box for those who
box.
are
Yep.
listening.
The other one is a goose with a knife, and it says, "Be goose, do crimes." That's also kind of like a was it Dan from Old Blood Noise Endeavors has a overdrive pedal, and one of the foot switches is Goose. So
Nice.
now we kind of have a joke of Goose honking is his pedal. So the other thing is this one, which is pretty much weirdos make the world together, make it a better world. So I thought that was pretty
And that
great
one has
too.
3 skulls on it.
Yeah,
I
Three
don't
Skulls just pretty much
oh,
says
less.
weirdos together make the world better. So yeah,
Nice.
weirdos do make the world better. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty weird.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty weird too.
Yeah. I wouldn't be doing this if I were
No,
normal, well-adjusted, I would not be doing
no,
this, I'm sure.
no. I mean, you look at the shit I do. Like, yeah, I'm really weird in a good way. I'm told though,
It's
in a
always
good
good.
way.
It's more normal people are not interesting.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get really bored talking to them. Um, so I thought we could do kind of an interesting game. I wouldn't call it a game, but
Mhm,
I've titled this episode Answers to the Most Popular Guitar Questions or something similar. You know what SEO is? It's my day job. I do search engine optimization, and part of that is I look up like really popular keywords and phrases that people search, and
mhm.
I write articles to try to rank for those keywords. So a big easy way to rank for stuff is to answer questions like verbatim as people ask them.
Okay.
And so I have the most popular guitar questions. I'm going to tell you how many people a month Google these things, and we can try to answer the questions if they're answerable. Some of them are not.
We'll try.
The
I'm going
first
in
one,
blind.
the most popular question people ask about guitar:
Hmm.
how to play guitar. 15,000 people search this a month.
Okay.
So how do you play guitar? Well, you take lessons. You
Or
figure it out, you
YouTube.
buy a
Yeah.
book, but, so if you're right-handed, we'll go with right-handed, your right hand strums or picks the guitar, and your left hand frets the guitar, right? And it makes music.
It makes the sounds.
It makes sounds. There is that's, like, such a hard question to answer,
There's
so
so
I'm
many
actually
ways to
gonna Google
answer
it.
that, yeah.
How ouch. How to play guitar. So, Fender Play actually has
Look at
purchased
that.
the ad for this, and the top ranking article is from WikiHow. I'm sorry to say, WikiHow is terrible. Um, Guitar World, and then Fender. So,
Hmm.
good job to those. Next question with 14,000 searches, because once you look up how to play guitar, you realize you need to learn how to tune a guitar.
Oh, yes. How to tune a guitar.
How to tune a guitar. So how do you tune a guitar?
I just do the lazy way of getting a snark tuner, and I use that.
Yeah, there's more than one way to tune a guitar.
There
Most people
is.
use a tuner, and
Mhm.
a tuner can be like a snark tuner. I have an old school tuner uh from Korg, the CA30.
I've been wanting to
You
get a strobe one, yeah.
I think this has strobe on
Yeah, I've
it.
been wanting to, but I've just been kinda lazy
This
and been
actually
using the
has
snark ones.
this has this doesn't seem to have strobe actually. You can calibrate and play the sound, but that's about it.
Hmm,
But yeah, strobe is faster and kind of more
yeah.
accurate, but also
Mhm,
chaotic. So yeah, pluck a string. Say it's supposed to be tuned to an E, and then you adjust the tuning peg, until the little light in the middle is green, and then
mhm,
you've tuned your guitar. Or you
yep.
can tune by ear, which is harder, though I tend to tune bass that way because snark tuners don't work on bass guitars very well. Uh, this is true. Especially the 2 low strings, the E and the A. I find it doesn't work very well.
No, not for you, yeah. For
Not for
me, I
me.
guess, yeah, for me, it still kinda does the job decently.
It takes us so much longer for it to register is the thing. So I
Hmm.
tend to ask somebody to give me an E.
Pluck
See,
an E for me.
after that, we have quite a drop off to 6.6 thousand how to read guitar tabs. So
Hmm.
guitar tabs are found all over the internet.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are technically illegal. Uh, did you know that?
No?
Yeah, guitar tabs are technically a copyright violation.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because if you own a work of music, you own the
Hmm.
written version of it as well, and tabs are
Oh,
technically the
shit.
written version of it. So if you look up guitar tabs for like
Ultimate
whatever
guitar.
yeah, well, like, Lizzo's a good example. I don't know what label Lizzo's on, but her
Hmm.
label actually has them remove the
Oh,
guitar
shit.
tabs, yeah. However, a lesson on YouTube, not illegal. That is education and
Yes.
fair use. So, because Lizzo and artists, they reserve the right to sell guitar tablature books. So the ones online, one, they're user generated, so they're often wrong. But, so you'll see a string for guitar, there's usually 6 lines. The top
Mhm.
line is the high string, the bottom
Yep.
line is the low string, and it's telling you where to fret on the string for things like how long a note is played. You're just gonna have to use your ears. But it's still a good
Yeah.
tool. Yeah.
No, I mean, when I first basically started to read tabs and things like that, my brain always wanted to flip those for like the
Yeah.
top my brain, that's always my problem with tabs, that my brain always wants to flip it the opposite way, and the top string at the top is like, the lowest E on the and I was like, for the longest time, I was like, I wish this was the other way. My brain wants to do what it wants to do.
Every once in a while, I find one where someone was clearly thinking like that,
That,
and I try to
yeah.
play it, I'm like, "This is not
No.
close," and then I flip it, I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense how it's written because if you're looking at, like, a music clef, the higher notes are at the top, and the lower
Yeah,
notes are at the
and the
bottom.
other thing this kind of proves in a way of there's no one way to learn something. I mean, tabs may work for one person, but let's say if someone like me or somebody else learns things in a different way, that's fine too, as long as you learn how to do these things.
You know, I demoed and there's an affiliate link in the description of the episode and video, no pressure,
Hmm.
obviously. I demoed something called Coach Guitar, and they have every lesson I saw has, like, at least 3 ways to learn any
That's
one
really
song.
helpful. Yeah.
So, there's the tab,
Yeah.
and it's, like, notated, so there's actual notes and stuff, so you can see if this is eighth notes or triplets or whole notes,
Mhm.
where the rest are and shit. There's a video of somebody playing it, so you can, like, watch their hands, and then there's, like, this kinda gamified sort of
I
Guitar
love that.
Hero-esque. I hate the
Right.
guitar holo
No, I don't
the Guitar Hero thing, I hate it. I cannot
I
learn that way.
I can't learn that way either. The other method you said, all good for me, but as far as, like, the
Watching somebody's
Fender
fingers, that's my
player
favorite way.
or, like, yeah, following it like a game, I was like, "I can't do that. I'm not gonna remember all that because all I am is just focusing like in a game to hit the target points. I'm not thinking rationally, remembering a song. I'm playing it like a game of hitting the points. That's it."
Yeah, I agree that there's less
Yeah.
memorization. Memorization is so key when you're
It
learning
is.
guitar, even if
Mhm.
you're just remembering it for a little bit, but,
Yeah.
like, I have muscle memory for certain songs I learned when I was a teenager, uh,
Mhm.
and it just you gotta learn how to remember songs to play, like, shows. I honestly, I do use my iPad sometimes, for gigs, not, like, my main gigs, not for Sunday Crush, but for, like, Jerf or one-off things. One, Jerf changes the set list a lot, so there's lots to
Move
remember,
around it,
but the
yeah.
big thing is for that is the bridges. Every song has a kind of a complicated bridge, as far as, like, chord structure, and it's just hard for me to remember them.
No, and
So,
I don't think anybody should be any negation should be on someone using like an iPad just as a cheat sheet or for certain songs like you said, like is a little bit more complicated and you have a full set list that
no,
moves around and if you remember things in a certain way you're like, "Oh shit, I'm thrown for a loop. Now the
yeah.
next song is not that. Now it's this. What is it?"
For
Like
for
yeah.
me, I use that more like a reference, so, like,
Mhm.
I still remember most of it, but if I'm,
Yeah.
like, losing my spot, I look up and
And
I
yep.
find and you find your spot, and that's kind of,
Yeah.
I think, the best way to use them if you're not a sight reader, and I think most guitarists aren't particularly sight
Yeah, it's just a
readers.
glance. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most guitarists, let's be honest, they don't know much about theory, and we've never really had to learn a ton about theory, especially if you're just playing for fun, there's really not
Yeah. I
a
know a
particular
little, not
reason.
yeah. I'm not in depth, but I know a little.
No.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the circle of fifths is.
Well, yeah, the circle of fifths is one thing, but as far as, like, scales and stuff like that, like
I
modes
know a
or
couple
whatever, that's
scales.
it.
Next question is how to string a guitar, and this kind of varies. I think the most common type of tuning machines are the modern style tuning machines, so there's a peg and a hole in the peg,
Mm,
and I like to not cut the strings before I put strings on a modern tuning because you can break them off a lot more cleanly.
mm,
So just recently I have mostly vintage style tuners, I prefer them. So you stick the string through the hole, and I like to find about 2 tuning peg lengths up from the string, and I like to bend it down, and I like to do, like, 1 string under that first one, and then the rest go over, you tighten it, and then you can just kind of move that rest of the slack around, breaks off really cleanly, no sharp edges. That's my
nice.
favorite way to retune. I don't know if
Yeah,
you have
my method is pretty much, messy and not really, I guess, clean or I was like, "If it gets the job done, I'm happy," kinda deal. It works.
I'm actually I'm really serious about restringing guitars. Uh, I like it to look nice. I like it to have the under wrap and then the over wraps because I think that helps with the tuning stability.
Hmm,
I prefer vintage style tuning machines, and those you do have to trim before you string them. And same, you measure up about two posts, and on the high E, you probably will want a little bit extra. And then you take the end of that, you trim it at that point. You take the end of the string, you
yeah,
stick it in the hole, you kind of do like a early wrap, and then you have to apply pressure down by the tuning peg head, and then you restring until you get tension.
mhm.
And I guess the first wrap goes over and the rest go under. Yeah,
I think so. I usually
I said it
into the
backwards.
hole first and then basically so it's the outside versus the
I
inside,
If
yes.
you're already leaving a comment saying, "No, you want them under," you're right, I misspoke. You should be used to that by now. Um, yeah, and then the high E will just make you cry every time. I like to take a toothpick, stick it in the edge, stick it in the hole, and, that will keep the tension in a little bit better if you need the help. It's also why I love the string winding machines like the one from Ernie Ball, like this like the drill, but just yeah, it just makes it faster, it's good.
Mhm.
Floyd how to restring a Floyd Rose? No idea.
Oh god.
No clue. I'm pretty sure you have to trim something. How to restring a headless guitar? I'm pretty sure you put the ball ends on the headstock side, and then you have it go around. I don't know. I
You
hope to
spin me right round, baby.
yeah. So those are how to restring a guitar with a Bigsby, foam and a capo, and then Google it. It's like everybody else. Let's move on. That restring had 4.7 thousand.
Hmm.
3.2 thousand people search, "Why is Stairway to Heaven banned in guitar stores?"
Wayne's World.
It's
And no one
Wayne's
wants to
World.
hear it anymore, yeah.
And the honest to God
Cha.
answer is, it's not. It's not banned in guitar stores. You can play it.
No.
You can I mean, somebody's gonna groan at you, but you're it's not banned. It's just, there's that joke in Wayne's World where he sits down to play
Yeah.
Stairway, and then the guitar shop employee, like, puts his hand on and points to the sign.
Points out. It says,
It says,
"No.
"No stairway." Yeah. Which
No way."
play what you want in guitar stores, but it's polite to try to not play the most overplayed riffs
Yeah,
of
in
all
history.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you practice those a lot because 'cause they're cool, but I think on that list is "Stairway to Heaven," that Arctic Monkeys song, Teenage
Hendrix, yeah.
Smells Like Teen Spirit,
Yeah.
uh, probably Purple Haze by Hendrix.
Mhm. Yeah, Hendrix for sure.
Yeah, that one. Um, what else
Uh,
is really overplayed?
AC/DC, Guns
Oh,
N'
yes.
Roses, like, yeah, any of
Yeah, so
that.
AC/DC
Welcome to
Back in
yeah.
Black, definitely. Well, AC/DC Back in Black, Guns N' Roses. Dude, what's that?
Was it Welcome to Jungle, Take Me Down to the Paradise
Mhm.
City, like, all those ones, yeah.
No, it's
What's the other one?
I don't
Not
like
November
November Rain.
Rain, but yeah, like, really?
Actually,
Like
yeah. Oh,
yeah?
da 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 da. I don't know what song that is right now.
Off the top of my head,
Sweet
not so
Child of
much.
Mine.
Yeah, there we go,
Sweet
yeah,
Child
yeah.
of that's the one I think
Sweet
is the
Child of
most
Mine, yeah.
overplayed of the Guns N' Roses. I don't really know if there's any Prince that's particularly overplayed. Maybe just the chords to Purple Rain are probably a little overplayed, but I don't think people go into guitar stores playing a lot of Prince.
I mean, on
I think
occasion,
about
I'll
one
just play
record.
that one part that goes kiss.
Bow, bow. It's like a seventh
Kiss.
chord.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think those are kind of the big ones that I can think of. There was a TikTok series for a while somebody was doing, like, songs to play to piss off guitar store employees, and those are the ones that I remember hearing a lot, so Arctic Monkeys, oh my god. But yeah, Stairway to Heaven is not banned in guitar stores, you can play it, just no one will appreciate it. It's one of those songs that people gotta stop covering too, like Hallelujah.
No, yeah, no, please stop. Stop.
Like, I yeah,
Stop.
stop covering that song. There are some other, like, covers I've heard lately, and I'm just like, "Why?
Hmm.
Stop." There like, if it's already been done, like, perfectly, "I Will Always Love You," stop covering that.
Mm-mm.
Stop covering the Whitney Houston version, at least. If you're gonna cover it, cover the Dolly version. Um, yeah, that's what I got. How to hold a guitar pick between your thumb and index finger, usually.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll hold it with your middle finger too, but I like to keep those fingers free to do hybrid picking.
Yeah, and anyway, like, as far as, like, somebody who's just getting started with holding a pick and find that it slips out, they have those ones with a little bit of, like, the grips on
Yeah,
them, I guess if someone's just getting used to it. I mean, when I first basically started to get
or if
with the
your hands
pick,
are sweaty.
I had or sweaty, yeah. Those are the ones I use, and, of course, once things became a little bit easier for me, now I don't use them as much, but that's a good way if you're losing them, just get those ones that have, like, a little bit of, traction or grip on them in the middle.
Totally. Or just the ones
Mhm.
that aren't, like slick plastic either.
Yeah, they
Like
have texture at
Delrin's a good
least. Mhm.
material. I like the Ernie Ball Prodigy picks personally. The other way you can hold a pick is between your index and middle finger like this. I'm told this is how Prince held his pick
Hmm.
because sometimes he'd use his thumb to do, like,
Oh, shit. Yeah, kind
be
of,
more
yeah.
interesting, yeah. So just
Mhm.
whatever's comfortable, honestly, you don't
Whatever
have to use
works.
a pick. You don't have to use
No,
a
you can use
pick.
your hands or fingers,
Andy
yeah.
Martin doesn't. I often don't. I
I
don't
sometimes
think
don't use a pick, yeah.
Westerberg didn't really use a pick. Lots of people don't use picks, it's fine. You just might get a compressor if you really want a harder attack and aren't using a pick.
Yeah, I mean, the only time there's a little bit of sticklers as far as, like, when and when not to use a pick, I've heard people say that with a bass guitar and a ukulele like, "Don't use a pick." And I was like, "You can use, though no one's really like, do or don't. If you wanna do it, you like to do it, just do it, and don't let anyone else dictate what you do and don't do."
It's I feel like people have always kind of been like bassists shouldn't use picks, even though like some of the most famous bassists in the world
Yeah.
use a pick. Carol Kay, Paul McCartney, just to name
Mhm.
a few. Um, but then like that YouTuber Davey 504 or whatever really
Yeah.
I don't like
Stop like
his
now.
I don't like that stuff. I don't like his humor, but it's fine if you do.
Yeah, it's
But,
like deadpan. Mhm.
it made it made it just created that really it's just such a fucking annoying meme.
Mhm.
And I will I can't forgive him for that one, honestly. Like, let people play the bass with a pick. It's
Yeah,
fine most of the time, but I did see somebody say, this is, I think, maybe true, honestly. Bassists who play with a pick are actually guitarists. Yeah, Carol Kay started on guitar and so did Paul McCartney, to name
yeah.
the most famous bass with pick players. Um, the next question with 3.1 thousand searches a month. Which US state quarter features a guitar, a trumpet, and a fiddle? I think it's Tennessee. State
That's something I
oh,
have no idea.
really? State quarter with guitar. It is indeed Tennessee.
Hmm,
There's also sheet music on there. Printed in 2002. More than almost 21 years ago. That quarter can drink.
damn.
Yeah. Who invented the guitar? I can tell you what people who are wrong will say. What do you think people who are wrong say about who invented the guitar?
People who are wrong? Well, Leo Fender?
I think Les Paul. People talk about Les
Les
Paul
Paul.
inventing the electric guitar. Uh, the guitar is, based on instruments that have been around for
Yeah, they're all
centuries.
hybrids. Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
around. Mhm.
the lyre, like stringed instruments that are plucked or strummed are very old. But a German immigrant is credited with creating the first acoustic guitar as we know it. Christian Frederick Martin, born in 1796, died in 1867. So he is credited
As the
with
first.
inventing the guitar, the modern guitar. Let's see, and then Adolf Rickenbacker invented the electric guitar.
There you go.
What an unfortunate first name.
Yeah, everything is pretty much a hybrid right up until today. That was a different
Mhm.
instrument hundreds of years ago. Again, like, if I
Yeah.
talk about, like, the ukulele, I mean, it was a combination of, like, the machete or the barguinha, which means little braga, or the rojo, but, roja or whatever, like, those came together when the Portuguese came over to Hawaii, and, of course, that's pretty much how it evolved into the ukulele that we have today. So they all start out as like series of different instruments, and
Yeah.
of course, crossing to different cultures. Like there's, I
Like,
think it's a
famously, the banjo is an African instrument and, became popularized in Appalachia, where they got these instruments, and then they just saw they didn't know what the frets were for, so they filed off all the frets.
yeah, the other one is the cavaquinho, which is basically depending on where it is made or built, has a different name, but they all are the same family. But everyone wants to stake their own. This is our version. This is our version. So
Yeah.
yeah, it all blends together and becomes different things.
Yeah, and in hundreds of years, who knows what guitars, as
Yep.
we know them, will look like. They could not exist, we don't know. The next question is, how many strings does a guitar have? Take it
That
away.
depends.
Uh-huh.
That
Loaded
depends on what.
questions.
These are very loaded questions. I mean, if you're starting out, I don't think you want to jump into a seventh or an eighth string right off the bat.
No. Depends. It does depend. The standard guitar has 6
Mhm.
strings. A
Yeah.
tenor guitar has 4 strings.
4.
There's
Yep.
seven-string guitars that have an extra low
Mhm.
string. There are eight-string guitars that have another extra low string.
Yep.
There are, eight-string guitars that are played like six-string guitars, but the middle 2 strings have a octave course like a 12-string, which provides a lot more body and,
Yeah.
like, a richer sound. There are,
Octave mandolins. Yep.
they're mandocellos, which is
Mhm.
I don't know if I'd call it a guitar because it's tuned well, so are tenor guitars.
Yeah.
You could play a mandocello like that. There are 12-string guitars. I
Yeah.
think there are 10-string guitars. There's
Yeah.
whatever Perfecto de Castro has.
No, what do you call it? Yeah, I have an octave mandolin that I used in the last like demo that I did, the Albi, and that one's tuned DGBE, which is just the top strings of a guitar.
Yeah.
So
Um,
you can tune them to that.
yeah, there are 10-string classical guitars.
Mhm.
Um, there are some people take the high E off of their guitar. I've seen that before. Um,
There's, oh, so many different tunings too,
a
depending on what.
lute
Yeah.
a lute has 3 strings. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, there are lots of alternate tunings, and that's kind of how people generally play tenor guitars, or you can play it like the top 4 strings of guitar, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Play what you want, do what you want.
Do what you want. If
Do
you're
what you
happy, it
wanna.
brings you joy, that's important.
Yeah. Let's see. How long does it take to learn guitar?
Oh god. That's like a
Uh,
lifelong journey.
it's a lifelong journey,
Yeah.
but, if you have a good teacher, you should be able to walk away from your first lesson
With
being able to
something,
play
yeah.
something, yeah.
Mhm.
So, how long does it take to learn a couple songs on a guitar? I would give it 2 weeks at least, just, because that's about how long it takes to develop your calluses.
Yes.
Um,
You have to be
so
patient with that.
yeah, I mean, you're not gonna be able to come out of your first lesson playing complicated stuff. Your first song might be "Mary Had a Lamb."
Yeah,
That's
and
that's how you
that's
learn.
foundation building blocks, and yeah, the pain of like you developing calluses will pass. Like you just have to get through that stage, and then it won't really hurt anymore. So you just have to be patient and just
Mhm.
push through. It'll be okay. We all
It
do
will.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like as you get out of it what you put into it.
of course. Yeah.
Um, like any hobby or anything you ever do. So you keep that in mind when you're learning. Like it's about patience. It's about persistence,
Yep.
and you might find it really fulfilling. You might not. So I find it fulfilling clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one gets 2.7 thousand searches a month. I would like you to take this next one with 2.3 thousand searches a month. How to draw a guitar.
How to draw a guitar. Oh, well, I mean, you take a pencil, you take a paper, and you draw the shape of a guitar with a reference photo. Um, yeah, I guess that would be my best approach to drawing a guitar.
How
Everyone will
to
be
draw a
different.
guitar. Do it. Is
Do
what I said.
it.
How
Yes.
you draw a guitar? I
Do
don't know. You
it.
just draw a guitar. Like,
Yeah,
oh, you just do it.
I mean, I'll give you the technical, obviously, as you notice. I'll give you the technical way to go about it. But, as long as the end of it, it looks somewhat like a guitar, the obviously you know, were correctly, you knew the assignment. You accomplished that goal.
Yep. So yeah, how would you start? Would you start with the neck? Would you start with the body? How would you start, Joe?
Ah, on a given day, it always depends on my mood. I guess I would start as kind of like a I would probably start with the neck kind of like as a middle point just to kind of give me a foundation of where the center is, and then draw around it. But other days I may pretty much choose like, to be chaotic and just draw the outside first. So it depends on my mood, I guess, but typically the neck first, I would think.
Nice. Cool. Let's see. I think we have time for one more.
Mhm.
Uh, how do you spell guitar? 1.7 thousand searches. You start with a G. Give me a G. Give me a U.
Give me a
Give me an
G.
I. Give me a T. Give me an A. Give me an
Eh,
R.
wait there. Wait
I can't
there.
tell. Correction
See?
the Argus. Yeah.
We're trying.
Guitar is spelled G. How does somebody fucking search this though?
Well, sometimes
What but
it's not their first
one point
language,
eight
so
1.8 thousand people search how to spell no, wait, 1.7 thousand people search how to spell a guitar with guitar spelled correctly.
well, I mean, sometimes English isn't the first language, so I guess I could
My
find
guess is
devil's
voice to
advocate.
text.
Yeah, that would be why.
No, I'm not shocked that people are asking how to spell it. To be
Mhm.
clear, I'm
Yeah.
asking how they are searching how to spell something at that and then spelling that thing correctly.
Correctly? Okay,
Ah,
yes. I
that's
see
what I'm
what you
asking.
mean.
That's why I'm asking. Because if I was
Yes.
how to spell Gitar, it would have a much lower search. So my guess is
Yeah.
voice to text. My guess is voice to text.
Yeah, that they probably were voice to text, you're right. How do
Once
I
o
spell guitar? Spells it correctly.
Yeah. Once again, Guitar, that's Guitar, guitar.
Mhm.
And after that, we get into, like, how to play specific songs and shit like
Mm,
that. I'm
yeah.
not gonna give that. But, you know, so this is our last episode before the new year, so I hope everyone
Yeah,
has a happy new
uh,
year.
yeah, I hope everyone has a happy new year too. I was incorrect in my assessment thinking that our last recording was the last one. And you messaged me yesterday, "Hey, we're ready for tomorrow." I'm like, "Wait, I thought last time was our last one. Whoops. Sorry everyone if I went around saying it was the last one of the year. That's my bad."
Oh, yeah, we do that one. Uh,
Yeah.
it's okay. So if you all have guitar or musical related, resolutions, please leave them in the comments on this video on YouTube. If you're listening, please go to YouTube and leave that. On Spotify, you can just put it in the answer box. But, I wanna know what everyone wants to accomplish this year. So again, the comments of this video, please let us know what your musical aspirations
Yeah.
are for 2023. I almost said 2015 and I don't know why.
You're like, "What year is it?"
Oh my god, the Jumanji
Oh my
meme.
god. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
so
Um,
that's what I've got. Do you have anything else you wanna send the
oh,
people away with?
well, I actually was going to ask you since we talked about this last podcast and you without me even like being a hand in whatever played out for you to try coquito on your own.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah, you
did,
like
my
messaged me
sister-in-law.
like you won't fucking believe this, but like my sister-in-law is making us coquito tonight and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Did she
Yeah, she
watch the
made it.
episode?"
She never made it before. She'd never made it before. So no, but she didn't watch the episode.
No,
She just,
yeah.
like it was just a coincidence,
Serendipitous, like
but it was
just
really
it
good.
happened.
We drank it out of little shot glasses,
Yep.
basically.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it was,
Hey.
like it was great. Yeah. She said she didn't put any eggs in it.
Yeah, there's a version with eggs and the version without. I'm actually gonna try to make before the new year
Uh,
the version without eggs because I normally have it the classical with eggs way. But I think we're gonna make a version of it without just so I can try and see what the difference
mm.
is.
It was delicious, and I think I prefer it over regular
Yep.
eggnog.
See? That's the same thing that happened to me. I was like, "I don't care for regular eggnog. Give me the coquito." Like, I'll drink that for the rest of my life
Yeah,
now.
10 out of 10. Well, everybody
10.
out there, please like, comment, subscribe for more. Ring the bell icon to get notifications. If you want to drop a super chat in, that's always
Thank you.
greatly
Yeah.
appreciated. We love it when that happens. It just makes us feel nice. If you're looking to buy anything, there are affiliate links to Reverb, Sweetwater, Perfect Circuit, and more. Especially like the Sweetwater and Perfect Circuit affiliate links. They help us a little bit more to keep literally the lights on and pay for this.
Yeah. I hope you feel better.
And, me too, but I am not holding out a lot of hope.
Mm.
What else? Everybody out there, thanks for watching/listening.
Thanks for understanding. Stay warm, stay safe.
Stay warm, stay safe. Until next time, my name is Emily.
I'm Joan of Heart. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.